SEO is very real on LinkedIn. You need to think about your SEO. What do you want to be found for? Which goes back to the keywords. So it won't surprise you to know that I have the most searched profile in the whole of the world, because this is what we do for a living. But you can measure your own search profiles. If you go to your mobile, for example, under your summary section, you'll see weekly search appearances on the right-hand side. And that's your target. On a weekly basis, it tells you how many times you've appeared in a search. Now, like I say, we do this for a living. So we should be able to do this very well, just like the Google SEO guy, Mike Nackey, does it very well. What's yours?
140.
140. What's yours? 189. Okay. Who's got the top one here? Can everyone look at their mobiles and see who's got the top? 189 to beat. Who beats 199? Come on. What do you got? Come on, what do you got? You're too ashamed of yours, aren't you? You got yours? No? 189. Come on, who's going to beat 189? Comes under your summary section, the right-hand side. 213? 234. 215? Still looking. You got? 150? Back? No? No? What do you got? 192? What do you got? No, you got else. Okay. Yes? 958. 958. Fantastic. So anyone beat 958? 958. She gets a book. 958. There you go. But that's why it's so important, because that means she's got 958 chances to impress somebody and sell her brand to get that job. Yes? 24? You need our help. My God, 24, that's the lowest in the company. That's the lowest in the whole of this building. It's all about using things like, for example, the keywords and your summary section and getting found. And also things like this. So in your experience section, we gamify it, because I've got like 200 positions, because what I do is I replicate my companies in different places. So I also create company pages for different businesses. So you, if you're a solopreneur and you basically don't have a company page on LinkedIn, create a company page. Give you an example. Kath here is also by herself, but she has a company page with one employee, which means her logo, which is her picture, comes up. Now, company pages are free on LinkedIn. You can do it as well, but it helps in your SEO and it helps people actually take you more seriously. So Jane Anderson did the same thing, who I showed you earlier. She got a picture of herself there too. So there's no bad thing about create a company page and put your picture in the company page and use keywords, as she has done here, Jane Anderson, keynote speaker, humble leadership, in your company page, because it's part of your SEO. And your headline is part of your SEO, and your experience is company SEO. And then create a section for each country you're in. So what I mean by that is, this brand, which is the Masterclass brand, I have replicated in every single country we sell in, which is Sydney, and Melbourne, and London, and Shanghai, and Zurich, and Berlin, and Paris, and San Francisco, and New York. So all of my brands have 10 different positions in 10 different countries. Because if you do a search in, for example, Sydney for a LinkedIn Masterclass, and I don't put that there, I won't come up. So you need to be thinking about this from your perspective. It's the difference between you buying a .com.sg and a .com. .com.sg just comes up in Singapore. .com comes up in the whole of the world. Which is why you should never ever buy a .sg. Buy .com. I know that because I made the fundamental mistake when I created Black by buying .asia, thinking I'm in Singapore, I'm in Asia. And I started winning clients in America, and they said, why have you got .asia, Chris? I'm like, fuck, better buy the new .com. And of course the .com had gone up 5 times then. It was then $5,000, not $1,000. And I never made that mistake again. I always bought the .com for my brands, because it said we were global. And Google searched the same way. Yeah, question?
Why are you in Sydney, Melbourne, London?
It depends. If you are doing business in Sydney, Melbourne, Shanghai, Hong Kong, then no. You also need to be seen in that area. So you can just basically replicate that experience in those cities that you are doing business in, even if you work for somebody else. If you have a regional title, you have regional positions, yeah.
So you're saying create 5 different companies?
No, replicate one company, just replicate the city. That's all you're doing. Copy and paste, different city. Copy and paste, different city. Copy and paste, different city.
You've got 5 company pages.
No. One company, Crystal Mastery, but Melbourne, Sydney, London, Shanghai, Singapore.
The company page.
No, experience, your personal page. Your personal page. This is all personal page. One company, one position, but just copied into different locations. All you're doing is putting in here Sydney rather than Singapore or Hong Kong or Shanghai. That's all you're doing. But you're copy and pasting your position, what you're doing, your YouTube links, whatever, to put in a different position. So you get found in those areas.
Would you not do that for your company as well?
You can do, but you only if you own your company.
So if I have a company and I work over say 10
Yeah.
markets, I would create 10
You could.
company pages for each one.
You could, with a slight problem that you have to change the company name each time. Because there's only one company name per company name.
Company dash Singapore dash.
You can do that, correct. You can do that. You can do that. Although I find this easier and basically the search seems to work better on the personal page than the company page.
Okay.
Because ultimately people are buying you, just like people are buying me. So basically this works better. It lets people know where you are. Yes? Yes. 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 Because then if people put in, for example, I think I've got to say keyword, yeah, personal branding, 65,000 results come up. I'm number 1 because I've got personal branding there, personal branding there. I've got a company that does personal branding. My experience says personal branding. My keyword says personal branding. My content says personal branding. I own personal branding. So if you basically, that's the lady who was doing strategy, put strategy in there. She put strategy in the headline, strategy in the experience, strategy in the summary, strategy in the content. You then get found by doing strategy. Yes. You can be unique, just own something that's unique. Like you put Mohawk in, and I come up quite a lot, but funnily enough, no one looks for Mohawk when it comes to doing business, so it's a pointless word. Yes.
Google would see that as keyword loading.
Correct.
But LinkedIn doesn't see it that way.
Oh no, it's context. It's context. It has to be in context. I can't just put personal branding if I don't do personal branding. Just like Google does, LinkedIn looks at it in terms of, does Chris run a personal branding company? Oh yes, he does, because the dark art does personal branding. He talks about personal branding here. His content's about personal branding.
Okay.
It has to be contextual. You're right.
Okay.
Definitely contextual. You can't just basically say, put fintech up there for the sake of putting fintech, and you don't do fintech. Because then it'll say, well, you're clearly just, that's a fraud. So you have to be genuine, authentic, and follow it through. And basically, but you own it. It's completely owned by you.